What's good, Leaves? Patricia Steer. Why is this beat used all over social media now? I wish it was. Shout out to Purple Beats on the beat. And that's Purple BEATZZ. Good, Rick James Colin. Just wanted to do a quick live stream. A lot going on in the world today. A lot is going on, and you know, should be paying big attention. Pay attention to your own community. And yeah, big news. Oh shit, sorry guys. The big news to be paying attention to is Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, because this could be used as a, you know, a stage to start something big. And you got to keep in mind the dates. You got to keep in mind in Asia, Asian culture, Chinese culture, they believe in, you know, they actually rock out with the lunar calendar. Like, they go by the Gregorian calendar and they go by the lunar calendar in their country. All right, so when you see Chinese from China and Taiwan and those countries, they their countries' day-to-day festivities, activities, holidays go off a lunar calendar and a Gregorian calendar. They have birth dates that are two. They have two birth dates. I mean, this is common, and it's because they'll have the Gregorian calendar birth date, and then they'll have the what you call it? They'll have the lunar calendar birth date, and they actually go by these dates. Also, their dates are written different. You know, even in their banking, their everyday life, it's different than over here. So we have to understand that understanding the energy and what we're dealing with. These psychopaths know this and do shit deliberately in the times when with energy is weakened, because according to Chinese belief that this is Ghost Month, and they believe that evil entities are entering this realm and feeding and, you know, all kinds of shit. All right. So that being said, this is always a great time to kick them down and usher in this spirit, whether it's an old spirit they're ushering in from, you know, from their culture, whatever it is. It's an energy that they're ushering in. This is why this is so important to pay attention to. And you know, just like the thumbnail, on August 6th and 9th, you had Hiroshima in Japan. That's still Asian culture, no matter which way you want to put it. Japan had control of Taiwan at one point, so that's still Asian culture. And then you had the Gulf of Tonkin, which is Vietnam, and all this stuff went around at the same time. Then the Europeans masked as somebody else, which is probably, you know, military orders that take over these nations and, you know, implement their own people for a plan. Like, these people plan years, decades, centuries in advance for control, you know. And what happened yesterday is a clear violation to interests of China, no matter which way you look at it. You know, the media is spinning it some bullshit, but when you look at it, what they signed on in the time of war, declarations of war, the Chinese Taiwan war back then, you know, what they signed on is what they signed on to. And the United States is in clear, without getting into all the details, you guys can look it up. The United States is in clear violation of that, because it's political. But here's the kicker: we already know. All right, remember, there's different factions of government. All right, especially in China, you have the Republic of China, you have the Chinese Communist Party, you have the Democratic, Party. You have all these different parties in China, and then you have different territories in China. So knowing that, there's interest and there's non-interest, there's conflicts. And without a doubt, there's a conflict of interest in China right now. So whatever that retaliation is, whatever the next move is, that's what it's going to be, and whether it's all contrived, you can say, oh, it's all contrived, it's all this. I mean, at the end of the day, we already know. I go down to the simplest form. The New World Order is going to take out the New World Order to form the New World Order. What I mean by that is there's going to be a good faction that comes in pretending like it's this for the people and, all this other crap that's going to take out the old world order, which is the New World Order. And then they're going to form the New World Order. I mean, that's what they're going to do. That's the plan. That's the plan. And in reality, it's just a New World Order, And that's what you can see with Taiwan, because the United States is not protecting Taiwan. It wants Taiwan for itself, and so does China. But there's a faction that says China is ours, and that's what it is. So they have to have a conflict, and they have to have a war. And we know the United States is about destroying and taking over. They're not about benefiting anybody. So this is something that we must pay attention to, because the Gulf of Tonkin, Vietnam War, there was another Asian conflict that happened in August. The Gulf of Tonkin was on the 2nd and 3rd or whatever it was. And then the Hiroshima bombing, Japan, little boy and fat boy, or whatever it is, fat man, little boy and fat man, the Hiroshima atomic bombs dropped on the 6th and 9th of August. So I mean, she visits on the 2nd. And, you know, all these dates are also on the lunar calendar in Chinese in July. So, you know, and, you know, we got to pay attention to this. And the same thing about, you know, the ships, all this talk about ships and Navy ships and ships and ships and ships. Well, the Chinese believe that these evil spirits travel through water. They won't go to the beaches. They won't go at any bodies of water, because that's just their culture, because they believe that these spirits come through water. So think about it. They're talking about ships and all this other stuff. I mean, what are they doing? They're ushering a certain, they're building up an energy for something. They're bringing an energy forth to create something. So when if they do have a military conflict, they have this energy behind it. Also, Taiwan's president right now is LGBT. All right. She went to Cornell University. She's a lawyer. So there's that. All right. It's all playing with the cards with Kamala Harris. All right. With Zelensky. It's all playing a role, you know. So pay attention, man, all the way up to the full moon. Because that's when it ends on the 15th. Well, that's when they have their celebration of Ghost Month, is on the 15th of July lunar calendar. Okay, so these are important dates to remember, and just got to pay attention to this one, man. You know, I mean, nothing could happen. It could be an energy harvesting for another time, but there's no doubt that they're ushering something. She went there deliberately at night against the beliefs of the Chinese, which is strike one. She was not received at all with the Taiwanese people. They don't like her. Word is on all their social media that's viral they believe, the Taiwanese believe that it's a conspiracy, and it's all in favor of taking advantage of Taiwan and taking over Taiwan. And they know she's evil. So whatever the news is telling you, it's bullshit, because the Taiwanese people don't like this bitch and could see right through what was going on. So that's a good thing. So, you know, just crazy, crazy, crazy. What's good, everybody? What's good, Bend Over, Disciples, Truth Vibration, Podcast, Denise, We Are Free, what's good? All right, you got light just turned. What's good, NH guy? Earthling 94. So, shout out to all you guys. Absolutely, Jane Doe. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jane Doe. So, in other news, the Alex Jones trial is underway, and if you guys want to, I mean, I've been watching one of the parts of his testimony, and he's dropping. I mean, any way you look at it, there's somebody that's gonna wake up off of this trial. They're gonna be like, who is this guy? I've heard of him, but I never watched him. And when they watch that, they're gonna start following him, and they're gonna wake up to some shit, which is a good thing. All right, because he's throwing in a lot of truth nuggets. I mean, he's he's throwing in a lot of shit in there. The court is not talking about certain things and trying to cut that off. You know, he was able to talk about Uvalde, on how it don't make sense, 9/11. You know, he's kind of staying away from the Sandy Hook thing. And, you know, you got to look at it from, okay, what is the purpose of this trial? All right, oh, it's propaganda, it's a stage show, it's this and that. Well, he's in a real court, and they are seeking real monetary damages, and Alex Jones got real money. I mean, not real, but, you know, he's got big money, so they're trying to get some of that. You know, is that a part of the whole stage? Is that a part of his contract? I mean, come on, we go all over different directions with it, but clearly he's on here, he's being asked questions, he's got to answer them. And it's actually a really interesting how it's unfolding. And it was funny. They wanted to talk about the term truther and truth community, and they went to immediate recess, which I thought was pretty strange. They were like, wanted Alex Jones to explain that. And you know, it's like I would look at it and like, okay, well, this video I'm watching's got 300,000 views, and a lot of people are tuned into this trial. And even one thing he said in there, he was coughing. He's talking about his voice, his larynx, and oh, it's damaged, and he got to get surgery. Da da da. He was coughing at one point, and he goes, "Don't worry, it's not COVID." You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, he's slipping in a lot of different things that are interesting. I mean, we know Alex Jones. You know, we already know a lot of things about Alex Jones, but never can take away the fact that, you know, he's woken people up. You know, but and he's continuing to wake. Anybody that watches that is going to see that, and they might be like, "Who is this guy?" You know, I'm like, you know, because he's dropping a lot of information through there, even about the products he sells. Which he dropped a gem about. They asked him why isn't his thing FDA approved, and he dropped a total gem that I don't really think anybody's even going to understand what he just said. You know, he dropped a total jewel, you know, and he's 100% right. I mean, there's nothing wrong about what he said about his product, his herbs, and what he said was 110% right. You know, so get a chance, watch it, and you know, if you can, you know, if you got the time, check it out. It's very interesting. But yeah, so that's in the news. And then you got the whole talk of, you know, Biden, what he's doing, and Biden was against Pelosi's visit, and you know, just a lot of stuff, man. You know, a lot of stuff. So, and a lot of stuff is going to come from this. So, what else we got? We got the monkeypox crap going crazy. In Kansas, they vote to protect abortion rights in the state constitution. And, you know, all the liberals are fucking it's a huge win for it's a huge win for that community, you know. And yeah, so you got that, and you know, playing the game. I mean, it's just a game. We know what they're doing. What else you got? I didn't get to the part where the Sandy Hook parents confronted Alex Jones, which would be interesting to see, because technically, you know, back to the Alex Jones shit is, I mean, we're on trial right now. If you look at that and you watch it, you can see what it is. We're on trial. This is setting the precedents to come after other people who talk, you know, about these things. And you know, I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, we know what this is all about, and they're going to set the stage for that. So, I'm still checking it out, but upload some snippets that I thought were. I got a bunch more that I thought were, you know, highlights that to pay attention to. You know, especially when they were like, want to talk about the truthers, they went into reset. Like, they wanted to explain what that was. I don't think they really want the sleeping masses knowing what the hell that is, in my opinion. But anyways, what are we talking about here? I got my birth certificate, you know, dead at sea, all the currency running through the banks. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All that good stuff. You know. Ever sign a movie contract called a deal memo? Everyone working in production have to fill one out. I ain't never signed nothing like that. So, but Arrested Development, learn making fun of us being oh, I mean, we all know, we got to know we're under maritime law. I mean, just look at January 6th. That's how all those people are being held under maritime jurisdiction. You know, we're all under maritime jurisdiction, but there's a lot of stuff that we haven't been told that is going on also, because it's a lot deeper than that. Like I said, I've been down every rabbit hole that exists in that crap, and still learning stuff, you know. And you know, we're just in a matrix, and you know, go ahead and try to get yourself out and see where you go, what happens, how you got to maneuver. I mean, no matter what, you're still gonna be attached to the matrix, you know. It just is what it is. You know, you got to play the game. You know, you just got to learn how to play it in different ways. But there is no, you know, there's no total freedom. Ain't nobody living in total freedom. If anybody says they're totally free, they're lying to you and they're selling you a dream. You know, because nobody is totally free. You know, no matter what way you look at it. You know. And I've been down all them fucking rabbit holes. Believe me. And no, I mean, no, of course. Obviously, no, you don't need to register your vehicle. Those things are all is what it is. You could be a regular fucking slave and you don't got to register your vehicle. You could be a regular slave and understand you got certain rights that can't be touched. You know, that's not nothing to do with all the stuff that you see on the internet about, you know, all this secured party and all this other shit, you know, all these accounts and this and that and da. I mean, if you're truly awakened, you don't want to fuck with nothing to do with their financial shit whatsoever, any fucking way. I don't want to benefit off of none of their shit. I don't want to deal with any of their shit. So when you see people talking like that, run. When you see people say, oh, you can do this and you can do that, run. You don't want nothing to do with that shit. You're playing with the same people that you're trying to be free from their shit. That doesn't even make any sense. That cancels itself out, you know? There's ways to move and there's ways, you know, not to do things. And yeah, we're all slaves. Yeah, our birth certificate is a bond certificate. Yeah, it is our title. We are property. I mean, you know, your home is a piece of property. Your vehicles are property. Your children are property. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, so, you sign their deal memo, they hand you the keys to DMX Lamborghini. I don't understand. I'm missing that conversation. You signed their deal memo, they hand you the keys to DMX Lamborghinis. I don't know. But yeah, so pay attention to this shit going on because it can get ugly real fast. Well, you know, the thing with the paperwork stuff, like I've been in all that, but at the end of the day, that shit ain't got nothing to do with them collapsing they collapsed their system. What was the point of doing all the paperwork? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. You know, yeah, it works now, but I mean, you wasted all that time and energy to do this, do that, and this, do that, to do this, and that, do this, and that, to do this, and that, when it's just simply be free. You know, you could be free by just disconnected from their bullshit, you know? And people, you know, most people that get into that stuff, they want to get there. They want to benefit. Like, you know, I want to benefit. You know, I want to get this. I want to charge this up. Or I want to get that. I want to get access to this and that. What the fuck do you mean? No, you want to leave the shit alone. You want to be left alone, you know? You're like poking the fucking bee's nest. Like, oh, I want the honey. What do you mean? You ain't making the fucking honey. You want to go get the honey. You poking the bee's nest. You're going to get, you know? And I've dealt with, believe me, I done been in every corner there is. And, you know, exactly, Truth Matters 22 is when you got control of your own mind, where nobody's controlling your mind. Where you got the choice to say, nah, I'm good. I ain't doing that, but I'm doing this. And that's where you set your intention in your heart, and guess what? It manifests. You're like, damn, how the fuck did I do that? How did I manage to do that shit? It just all lined up for you because that's where your heart went, and that's where your true intention went. You know? Remember, there's some people that greed takes over, and they look at things like, yeah, I want to buck the system, or I want to get over on. No, you want to get over on a system. Like, what is? No, you don't get over. You want to be righteous and true in it, and maneuver how it's supposed to be done, because we were never taught how to do it. So we want to learn how to just maneuver through the system the right way. You know, through all these fucking chains that have been put on us, so we can be free in our body, because we can free our mind, but then we can free up our body, you know, to be able to move freely. Like, you know, why this, why that? Well, there's ways to do shit, you know. So, and I think that's the most important shit. You know, people want to do all this other crazy shit, and hey, how do you do this, how do you do that? Nobody ever got a fucking answer. Nobody can show it on the internet. Everybody wants to charge you for some shit, and then, you know, that's just what it is. If people want to profit and say, I'm spending this time, I need to get paid. You know, it's like at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. Greed, man. You know? That's right, Colin. That's exactly right. You know? I'm sick of registration bull. Yeah, that's right. You know? I mean, the truth be told, you don't, I mean, this goes in all states. I already know for a fact in New York State, you don't have to register a vehicle. I mean, you don't have to register. There's no law saying you got to register. All right. At all. It's so, people make it so fucking complicated, but yet it's so simple. Just like you don't have to register a boat or a jet ski. Well, if you ain't got to register that, then why the fuck you got to register a car? Well, guess what? You don't. You got to register a vehicle. You don't got to register. You don't have to register a vehicle. You got to register a vehicle. And what I mean by that, okay, look, I'll show you. I'll tell you real quick. I'll show you real quick. All right. This is in New York State, and obviously, it's in, you know, obviously it's in your state too in a different form. All right. What it says is registration in New York State, section 401, registration of motor vehicles, fees, renewals. Number one, registration by owners. Right. No motor vehicle shall be operated or driven upon the public highways of the state without first being registered. Right there is what the whole point everyone misses. No motor vehicle shall be operated or driven. That's it right there. That's game. You go to court with this shit. You respond to a ticket with this right here. They throwing that shit right out. They don't want you nowhere near their fucking court offices, anything. They don't want you nowhere near. They like, we lost in this one, goodbye. Because no motor vehicle, that's what they're saying, and then you hold them to this, shall be operated or driven. Well, now you got to go to the legal definition of operating. All right? You're not an operator. An operator is somebody operating as a business for hire, driving people. You're not that. It's that simple. And then it says, or driven. You got to be an operator or an owner to drive. An owner of what? An owner of a business. When you go get your license, I mean, this shit isn't even, this is like elementary now. When you go get your license, you're signing up for the driver's license program of your state. So you could be regulated as a member of the state in the driver's license program and fall under all that bullshit. All right? If you break the law, if you fail the yield, if you run a red light or you do this or anything to do with their shit, you got to pay. You can go there fighting, hooping and hollering all you want. You got rights and this and that. Bitch, you got a license. What are you talking about? That's rule. That's mistake number one. If your state, like New York State, you could register a vehicle without a license, that tells you you don't need one to fucking drive the car. I mean, this shit is so simple. I haven't had a fucking driver's license since I was 17, guys. Yeah, I done took some trips to jail. Yeah, I done paid a lot in fines. But when I figured it out, the shit all stopped. It all stopped. And you go through some shit. Guys, I overheated. I don't know where I cut off at, but I overheated. Put that right there real quick. Yeah, overheated, guys, so put this on. Alright, it should be good now. Turn it around. Alright. So, what I was saying, when I don't know, I looked at the screen, it was black. Let me put my AC up there. Oh shit. Put my AC up top. But what I was saying was, before I cut off, this is why when you, like in New York State, you can register a car without a license because you don't need one. All right, because it's two separate things, you know. I mean, it is what it is. People need to realize that, you know. So, you know, let me know if I'm back. Screen probably black. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm back, guys. Okay, thanks. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Like New York State, no motor vehicle shall be operated or driven upon the public highways of this state without first being registered. All right. So right there, that shows you that you don't need a license. All right. You really don't even need, you don't need to register your vehicle to them. And what I mean by that is you really don't even need any of their plates. All right, people are doing it. I mean, people are driving around with no plates. You know, they do have insurance or an insurance bond attached to their shit, which if you're gonna ride with no plates, you get an insurance bond. All the insurance companies are doing, what do you think they're doing? Oh, I gotta go get insurance from Geico or Allstate. You go to Allstate, you give them your fucking name, they go get an insurance bond for you, hold that bond, and charge you to pay them for that fucking bond that they pay about $200 because they got a deal with these motherfuckers or whatever it is, and they hold the insurance bond and you pay them, and if you get into an accident, they go to your insurance bond and they take the money out of your insurance bond, make money on top of that for their fees and services, and say, oh yeah, your car, yeah, it's total. All right, or yeah, you got some damage. All right, oh yeah, fender. Okay, it's gonna cost $1,000 to get fixed. All right, yep, or you're covered. All right, and on their end, man, they done got $15,000-$20,000 or whatever they got, you know. And then on the other hand, the other owner of the other car that don't have to pay, and they're like, I got insurance, I don't have to pay anything. Well, yeah, you did, because you think your car hits your property hits another piece of property. That's two properties involved. Yes, the other one has to pay, but guess what? the one you don't know about is going to make money too, because your vehicle was hit. So they're going to get the money from your bond. You're not going to know about it. And they're going to say, oh yeah, the other company paid for it. No, man, it's a double dip. They do that with houses too. You know? I mean, this is what they're doing. What do you think insurance is? They're just getting an insurance bond. Oh, here's your insurance binder. It tells you all the injuries and all the shit, the fees and this and that. Where the fuck you think that money comes from? Well, they got an insurance bond on your ass. They don't got no insurance policy. That's their policy, not yours, you know? And it's crazy that people don't understand this shit. Just get an insurance bond. Yeah, they're going to charge you a lot. But shit, guess what it covers? You got an insurance bond on your property. How you think you can get life insurance on your body? You got a stamped birth certificate. You're a piece of damn property. It's worth money. So you can get a life insurance bond. You know? I mean, this shit is just... We're so just oblivious to the shit. And people think that the shit's so different. I mean, we should be seeing no plates on cars everywhere. You know, our own plates. My plate should say whatever. Yeah, right, the Matrix, you know? And it should say private, you know? The reason why I don't do it is because I don't want to get pulled over all fucking day long, you know? Because the cops, they don't know. You know, and I don't want to sit there and have to go through this shit. Because this, you live that shit, you got to go through some shit. I mean, it just is what it is. Even though you know all this, you understand it all, I just don't want to fucking be hassled, man, because the cops, they don't know. You got to get into it with the cops. You got to do, so I got my other methods, all right? I got my other methods. But, you know, I just don't want to deal with a fucking target. You're literally walking around with a glowing target when you drive around like that. And they're going to pull you over just because they want to fuck with you. Oh, look at this sovereign citizen, or, you know, who's this fucking guy, or whatever. They want to check you out. You know, and they'll take you through the ringer, and then, you know, when they get in trouble or whatever, when it goes to the end, then oh shit, you know. But you know, you just pick your battles, you know. But you know, it is what it is. So you know, that's here in New York State. So it's short and sweet, you know. Short and sweet. All right, so let me show y'all something. So they want you to, the first thing in New York State, truth vibrator. I've done it, guys. I wear this to risk your life. Yeah. I mean, see, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, man. It's good, blink. It is a lot. So it's like, you know, do you want to do that? No, I'd rather just do what I'm doing and then do it like that. It's actually easier, and, you know, and when you understand and say the right things and do the right things, it's like, boom. You don't got to go through all that shit, you know? All right. And this is what else it says, right? It says, B, every owner of a motor vehicle which shall be operated or driven, they use it again, upon the public highways of this state shall, except as otherwise expressively provided, cause to be presented by mail or otherwise to the office or branch office of the commissioner or to any agent of the commissioner, constituted as provided in this chapter, an application for registration addressed to the commissioner and on a blank to be prepared under the direction and furnished by the commissioner for the purpose, containing a brief description of the motor vehicle to be registered, including the name, factory number of such vehicle. All right, what they're saying when they say except otherwise expressively provided, what do you think they're talking about? They're talking about people that understand this. All right, because it says every owner of a motor vehicle which shall be operated or driven on the public highways of this state shall, except as otherwise expressly provided. All right? Okay, let's take that. Check this out. All right? Check this shit out. All right? Check this shit out. Guys. Hold on. Check this out. Okay, check this shit out. When they say expressively, all right, what that means is made known distinctly and explicitly and not left to interference or implication, declared in terms set forth in words, manifested by direct and appropriate language, as distinguished from which that is inferred from conduct. So what does that mean? All right? That means you understand their rules and regulations, you put it in writing, and you submit it to them and let them know you can register this vehicle up under your own private, whatever you want to call it, because you're private, you're not operating any kind of commerce, anything of that nature. You think these motherfuckers ain't gonna respond? They have to respond, because DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, and the state is a public service. They serve you. They're supposed to tell you their laws why you can't do it. Go ahead and send some shit like that to them. People done it, and watch the response you get. They're gonna respond because they have to respond. You gotta hold them to a response, and that's what they do. They will respond, and guess what'll happen? You'll be shocked at your goddamn life, you know. And that's how, like, corporations will do it, private entities will do it. You'll see plates that you've never seen before. Like, how the fuck they do this? The Masons have their own plates like that. Well, how do they do it? How do they do that? You know? And then they can't charge you a fee for it, because it's a service that you pay taxes for, and it's ran by the state that you pay taxes to, and they're providing a service. You know? And their whole thing is safety. All right? Their whole is all about safety. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. That's what that means in that title. So, you know, back to that, as it says, so it's a lot in this, but I just want to pick out the points to let you know that a license isn't required, and technically registration is not required. By me telling you this, let you know that you don't have to even register the damn vehicle. It's voluntary, because again, it falls under operator and owner. All right? I mean, operated and driven. Because if you're an operator, you drive, right? That's why you have drivers. Well, the driver of the truck, the driver of the bus, you have bus driver, you have truck driver. You don't have you have taxi driver, limo driver. You don't have a fucking, these are all legal commercial terms. You don't have we don't got a goddamn, we don't have a damn car driver. Automobile driver. You don't call us automobile drivers, you know. But you look at a regular license, and it says right on there. They put you under. All right, check this out. New York State, right? It'll say classes of licenses, right? The classes of licenses in New York State, right? And this is what they put regular drivers under. This shit is so funny. You know, when you look at it now, it's like, God damn, we're fucking stupid. You got Class A, which is commercial CDLs, all right? You got Class B, which is commercial CDLs, right? Class A is you know, different weight classes, right? Class B is commercial CDLs. Class C is commercial. There's different classes, you know, from A, B, and C. Those are all commercial, but they're different classes, qualifications. Like, you know, some are for, you know, different heavy equipment, shit like that. But anyways, then you got Class D, right? Class D is what they put all of us. Like, if we go get a license, they put you in Class D, which as Class D says operator. See, that's right there where you know, where the whole misconstruity of what's going on. So now you go to them, get a license, you become an operator. So now guess what you gotta do? You gotta register the motherfucking vehicle, right? You gotta register it. You fall under all that, you know, all the other shit. And you know, it is what it is. Check this out. All right. This is the meaning, right, of an operator. Any person or a device that enables another device to function. A function used in mathematics, usually given a symbol. Okay, that's like the legal meaning. All right. But now you get into what they turned it into, right? An owner, leasee, or other person who operates, controls, or supervises, or any independent contractor that operates a motor vehicle. All right. Operator is a commercial term. Right? Operators are a commercial term. Sorry guys, I'm fucking driving. Showing you guys this shit. Hold on. Let me give you this jewel. Right? Let me give you this jewel. All right, but this is what the Constitution states about operator or operate. The word used with relation to automobiles signifies a personal act in working the mechanisms of an automobile. That is, the driver operates the automobile for the owner, but the owner does not operate the automobile unless he drives it himself, right? And that's Bird versus Clark, Chauffeur is defined by the New York State Motor Vehicle Department as anyone operating or driving a motor vehicle as an employee for hire, right? So, hold on. I'm merging. It will be, this is case law, it will be observed from the language of the ordinance that a distinction is to be drawn between the terms operator and driver. The operator of the service car being the person who is licensed to have the car on the streets in the business of carrying passengers for hire, while the driver is the one who actually drives the car. However, in actual prosecution of business, it was possible for the same person to be both operator and driver. Now, this is what you put in your court cases, because now you have two laws and two terms conflicting each other, and that cancels them out. So what are you? Because you're not operating in that manner, right? And also, driver's license, the state issued certificate authorizing a person to operate a motor vehicle, is also often used as a form of identification. This is cases Automobiles West 136 Black's Law 9th edition. All right, and it's in commerce. The exchange of goods, productions, or property of any kind by selling and exchanging the art of articles. Traffic, commerce, trade, the sale, exchange of such thing as merchandise, bills, money, the passage chain of goods and commodities. So this is all case law. It's already been, you know, this shit has already been, people get off with this shit all the time, but you're never going to see it. You know, you never see it. They hide it. They put it in all different kind of cases. But, I mean, it just is what it is, man. So, and then they have a such thing as voluntary conveyance. You know, egress, regress, liberty, right? The personal liberty, right, guaranteed by the 13th Amendment U.S. Constitution consists in the power of locomotion without imprisonment or restraint unless by due course of law, except those restraints imposed to prevent commission of threatened crimes are in punishment of crimes committed, those in punishment of contempt of courts or legislative bodies, or to render their just jurisdiction effectual, and those necessary to enforce the duty of the citizens owe in defense of the state to protect community against acts of those who by reason of mental infirmity are incapable of self-control, right? Personal liberty, the right or power of locomotion, of exchange, of changing situations or moving one's person to whatever place one's own inclination might direct without imprisonment or restraint unless by due course of law. Civil rights cases. Locomotion, the act of power of moving from one place to another. Personal liberty consists in the power of locomotion in changing situations or removing one's person to whatever place one's own inclination may direct, without restraint unless due course of law. All right, movement from place to place, especially by artificial means, travel, also means of traveling. These shit in my bullets when the road pirates come. You ain't never heard nobody talking about locomotion. They talking about right to travel, this conveyance, this private auto. You better look up locomotion. You think it's a locomotive? You gotta be fucking kidding me. You know? You gotta be kidding me. You know? I mean, it is what it is. The locomotion. You go in court speaking locomotion, they're gonna be like, you loco. That means you fucking crazy. Get out of this courtroom immediately. Go ahead and mention locomotion in there. They're gonna be like, would you take a... You better read this. It means the act or the power of moving from one place to another. Interest in free locomotion and choice of occupation. I mean, it just is what it is, man. So these are bullet points for y'all if y'all want to, you know, understand what's going on and learn how to deal with these fucking people. Oh man. So these are just shit that, I mean, I've been knowing this shit for years. You know, I just don't have the time to come on here and make videos and have people say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Bitch, I'm putting the fucking information out here. Get it? Don't tell me what to do with it. Get it. If you find a way, then you go that way. You know, it is what it is. I mean, locomotion means the act of moving from one location to another, regardless of whether the movement is accomplished with aids or devices. Go figure. What the fuck? What are you going to be moving on? Did they predicted the future? Are we, what are they talking about? We're traveling on a fucking cell phone? No, they're talking about we getting into a device and moving that bitch. What is the device? Well, the device is what y'all call an automobile, which is a vehicle, which is a fucking car, you know? Whatever you want to call it, it's a fucking device, you know? So these are, you know, put this in your notes, because this is shit. You want to keep these road pirates from out your ass, this is how you do it, you know? Go ahead, get stopped. Don't run from the cops. Don't sit there and have a fucking debate and trial on the fucking side of the road. You're gonna get fucked up. You're gonna get in a big more shit than you need to. You know, just shut the fuck up, say you're right, you know, all right, okay, yep, what I do, all right. Give them some knowledge behind it and get your damn ticket. And then that's how you defeat it. The minute they see a fucking form with all this shit on there, they're not going to respond. You will have your shit. They ain't even gonna they're not going to send you they're not going to send you anything. They're just not going to fucking respond. And then you'll never hear anything again from them. They make that shit vanish like Houdini. So that's what they do. So, let me guys tell you what a device means. It means an invention or contrivance, any result of disiguity, as you the phrase. Hold on. Sorry, guys. That's the wrong thing. All right. An invention, I was reading fucking Latin. An invention or conveyance, an invention or contrivance, any result of a design, as in the phrase, right? Which means a machine or contrivance of any kind. Hold on. Wait, I'm reading the wrong thing. What the fuck? Hold on. Sorry, guys, I'm reading the wrong thing. Okay, wait, right here. Hold on, because they have a bunch of different things for device. Hold on, sorry. Remember, the law is magic. They want to keep you hindered from this. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find it. Right here. All right. This is it right here. A device. All right. This is law. Device or vehicle means an object or information used to provide closed loop prepaid access or prepaid access, such as a card, code, electronic serial number. Oh shit, hold on. Electronic serial number, identification number, all right, or personal identification number, a device or vehicle. Check this out. This is where they slick your ass at. Hold on. God damn it. I keep clicking the wrong button. Hold on. I got a little blurb up here. A device or vehicle means an object or information used to provide closed loop prepaid access or prepaid access, such as a card, code, electronic serial number, mobile identification number, or personal identification number. A device or vehicle may be either tangible or electronic form. All right. So this is when a vehicle crosses a device as a device. All right. Related to device or vehicle. Motor vehicle means land vehicles propelled other than by muscular power, such as automobiles, motorcycles, autocycles, and low-speed vehicles. For the purpose of this definition, motor vehicle does not include farm equipment, snowmobiles, all-terrain vehicles, motorized wheelchairs, go-karts, gas buggies, golf carts, ski slope, grooming machines, or other vehicles that run only on rails or tracks. So again, like I'm gonna upload the video later. All right, you do not have to fucking register snowmobiles, all ATVs, go-kart, none of that shit. You don't gotta do it, guys. You don't have to do it, because a motor vehicle does not include this stuff. They're not going to tell you that in their little codes and shit. Yeah, they'll say that, but in the law, remember, there's law, there's legal, and there's lawful. It can be legal, doesn't mean it's lawful. All right? Because all-terrain vehicle, basically what it boils down to is commerce. All-terrain vehicle's not going to be doing fucking commerce, all right? Go-karts ain't doing commerce. Golf carts ain't doing commerce. They're not making money, and you could make money with them, but they're not money makers, right? So snowmobiles aren't fucking commerce. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is what the law says. This is case law. You know, a lot of people study the law and do this and do that, but they don't go into the actual case law where they actually go deep into the law, where it breaks down to some form, because that's what it's all about. It's getting to the basis of whatever incident that has happened. You go to the basis and you work it up from there. All right, well, what does the law say? That's where you start. And you got to break the fucking law down through all the layers of bullshit. They're not going to tell you that. You get a lawyer, they're not going to tell you none of this shit. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, look, we'll cut you a deal, you know. But when you know this shit, all the shit goes away. You tell them right to their face, nah, I don't gotta, where does it say I got to register this thing? They ain't got no answers. They've been told that this is, but when you tell them pull it out of your ass, they ain't gonna pull it out of their ass. You know? So, I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's like commercial vehicle means a motor vehicle. Right there. So, by them saying a motor vehicle, you're operating in commerce. You're a commercial vehicle. All right? That's what you're considered. You're riding around as a commercial vehicle being regulated by the state because you're operating in commerce. And guess what? You fuck up, you owe them money. But also, people don't realize, even if you're playing in that game, I'm supposed to be at work. Well, guess what? Yeah, they can give you a ticket, but you can hold them accountable for stopping you because they're claiming a suit against you that you did something to them. Well, guess what? Bring them to court and say, you know what? Well, by you stopping me, yeah, I might have been speeding, but you stopped me from getting money too. I want this much. Guess what they got to do? They got to come up. Well, I mean, think of this. This is how you get shit canceled out. I mean, you don't even got to go through all these different crazy processes. All you got to do is think logically, like, okay, well, damn, they stopped me. I had to pay the babysitter extra $400 because, you know, just make up some shit. Take them to court. Watch what happens. You know? Because that's what they're claiming, that it's all civil. They're bringing a suit that you did something wrong, or what you did wrong. You know? And then when you break it down, you didn't even do anything wrong. You know? So anyways, commercial vehicle means a motor vehicle, trailer, or semi-trailer. Point blank period. So, all right, guys, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. You know, so sorry. I like that shit. But what's good, Divine Lion, leaves the grass. You know, that's what it boils down to. It's a money maker, generator. So again, guys, man, pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, I went off into a tangent because I like to get people, you know, I mean, it's just that simple. Sounds, I simplified it, you know. It's just little key words that they trick us with. And we'll look back and like, damn, the fucking registration form even says it right here. Like, damn, we're voluntarily doing this shit. We don't got to do none of this shit. you know? And some people that do all this don't even realize it's actually easier process, you know? Because you can actually get a plate from the state that lets them know when they run it that you're private, that you got a bond, you know? And guess what's gonna happen when they run that plate? Unless you ain't committing no fucking crime, they are not pulling you the fuck over whatsoever. Because they're gonna run that plate, the shit's gonna say it. Whatever you wanted it to say on that contract, it's gonna say with that plate. And they can't not issue it. They have to issue it because they provide services. And guess what? You're going for a service. And if you pay them for that service, they got to give it to you. Well, you know, I don't want to drive around in my private, you know, vehicle device or whatever, however you structure it. And, you know, this vehicle is insured and this is the bond number. This is the address. This is the, you know, VIN number, anything you want on that contract, you put it on there, because guess what you do when you go register your vehicle? You put all the information that they want you to put on the contract. So therefore, you give them the VIN number, you gave them your name, your address. So when they register the car, that's what they run. Oh, that's who it is. That's their contract. You could create your own contract, give it to them, and they got to register it the way you said it because they're providing you a service. Let them say no. You talk to their superiors, they're going to scratch their fucking head and be like, we never seen this shit before. But guess what? Damn, we got to provide, well, we got to provide the service. We can't say no. We're liable. We're liable. This is our department. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to, you know, we got to do this. This is what the tax money from the people pays us to do, you know? And sometimes I do wish I had the time to actually do the shit to show you guys, you know? Like show you guys, all right, look, I'm about to do this shit for shits and giggles. This is what it is. And look, this is what the response I got. This is what happened. This, that, and the third. So, you know, but... yeah, I'm about to get up off here, man. I've been on here ranting and roving enough. I got some shit to do. It's a hot ass day today. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm about to upload the video. It's kind of long, but I'll upload the video the other day with the sheriffs and the jet skis. I wish I would have got the whole thing where I scolded him. You know, I scolded the sheriff, and when he literally tried to drift away. Like after I scolded him and he was like talking to the other way. They were like drifting away, and they was about to leave, just haul ass. And then I called them back. I said, hey, you drifted away. Oh no, the wind blowing us. There wasn't a fucking there wasn't blowing one knot outside, and there wasn't no current. That motherfucker had that shit in reverse. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. And, you know,